Hi guys, and welcome to another batch of your replays. There's no theme to today's replays, they're just two replays I actually liked. Yes, you heard me right, they're two replays I liked. That means I watched these games before sitting down to record. I'm changing the way I do replays, and I set up a new email address. The email address for submitting replays is below this video, osirish.replays@gmail.com, and it's been very busy. I'm already on page 4 of my Gmail account, but I haven't had a chance to look at any of the games. I still have over 1,000 replays sitting in my replays folder, and I've changed, as I say, I'm changing the way I'm doing replays. So I sat down and I looked at the end score results of about 11 or 12 replays today. Took those replays, watched maybe 3 of them, the ones that looked like they were the most interesting games, either because of the tank that was in it, or the XP, or the medals won. And basically picked 3, watched 3, and then picked the 2 of the better ones. So this is the top 2 replays out of a batch of 11 or 12 replays today, and that's the way I'm going to do it in future. I just have too many replays, so I'm a nice guy and I feel really, really guilty when I discard replays that you guys have taken the time and effort to submit to me, but basically I just received too many. And what I'm going to do now is I do promise I'll look at the end score results of every single replay that's sent in, but if it's a standard game, a pretty good game, it's unlikely it's going to get on the channel unless it's a tank I want to talk about, or unless the game gives me something to talk about. So basically this is, as I say, the 2 games that I liked most out of a batch of 11 or 12. And we're kicking off with Coookiee here on Himmelsdorf in the Conqueror, Tier 9 British heavy tank. Talked about this on my recent garage review. I don't know why I love this tank, but I do. It's got an absolutely amazing gun, and it's the gun that Coookiee is using. It's 400 alpha damage, 259 millimeters of penetration. The reload is about 9 seconds, but with equipment and crew skills you can get it down below 9 seconds, so it's got a really, really nice rate of fire. Unfortunately, the gun depression isn't the best, and the armor isn't the best, although it can work. And yeah, it's just the gun. Let's just get going. It's a tier 10 game. Coookiee is platooned with Jack 1011 Edwards.
Move out.
And here we go. But yeah, Conqueror, I believe off the top of my head, it's got about 7 degrees of gun depression, which is very disappointing having come from the Carnarvon. And really, until you unlock the final gun, the 120mm, you're playing this tank as a Carnarvon, and it's basically a Carnarvon with more hit points but less gun depression. But when you do unlock the 120mm, ooh, lucky. When you do unlock the 120mm, it's a very, very, very good gun. Bat shot in the distance, and Coookiee misses a snapshot. So he's a tier 9, tier 10 game. It's there are a lot of good players on either side. He's going to be setting up down here on the corner at G3. You see a lot of very good snipers coming down here. Some nice anticipation. He was waiting for the enemy bat shot to reverse back out. Held his shot till he did, and got a nice shot in. So, gonna poke on this Waffentrager Panzer IV, and again, ooh,
We're stuck here.
a little bit lucky, but he wasn't exposing too much of his tank. But you can see the aim time, you can see the accuracy on this 120mm. So just 2 shots in so far. Cookie's the only tank on the 1, 2, 3 lines. And he's starting to wonder where this Batchat may have gone. The Batchat has disappeared for quite some time. Cookie's clicking on the map on the K line saying we're going to be flanked. He's relocating. And this is one of the reasons I really, really like this replay. It's the fact that Coookie is looking at the mini-map. He's aware that that Batchat has not been spotted in some time, and while his team aren't doing anything about it, he is. He's relocating. Conqueror is not the fastest tank, but he's still doing almost 30 kilometers an hour down here. And it turns out his instinct was right, but the Batchat poked up in an area he wasn't expecting. So he did have a shot on the Batchat, but he drove past before being able to get his turret round. Now he has to turn around to go try and deal with the Batchat. And another nice shot in. 382 damage. That's a low roll. And the Batchat's running for it. So now Coookiee knows that he's probably safe to his left. He's moving back up into the spot he was using. And he's got side shots on the tanks coming around the castle on top of the hill.
Enemy armor is hit.
So that shot takes Coookiee up to 1600 damage. But this gun, it's all about its accuracy, aim time, rate of fire.
We've damaged them.
Going to work on this T-57 Heavy. As you can see, Cookie's got a reload of 8.85. Just kind of wondering what he can do now. Is an ST-1 using the corner Coookiee wants to use. He sees a Jagdpanzer E-100 and an ST-1 moving down the other flank, so he's coming down. He's aware of them. The E-100 isn't and is sitting side onto them, and the E-100 gets absolutely owned. Shot on the move on the lower glacis, unfortunately doesn't go in. But Cookie's up to 2k damage. And again, he's trying to figure out what he can do. He's relocating, needs to support the other side. And now there's a Batchat moving down on the mini-map behind him, again on the 1-2 lines. And again, I think Cookie's aware of that. He's turned around, there's a Jagdpanzer E-100 coming down behind him, but he's moving to intercept the Batchat. There you go. He's constantly, it's obvious to me that Coookiee constantly has his eye on the mini-map. Doesn't need to worry about the Batchat. ST-1 takes him out. Now there's an IS-8 in the distance, but there you go. Snapshot takes out the IS-8. There's the first damage Coookiee has taken. And now he's got to deal with this Jagdpanzer E-100, who's dueling a Waffenträger Panzer IV. He gets one shot in. He's got the reload. No, he's not going to get the other shot in. Very, very unlucky not to get the kill there. Shot was a little bit off-center, needed to aim at the commander's cupola, but it takes Coookiee up to 2.5k damage. He's got his first kill. The score is 10-12, so his team are losing quite poorly, or badly. Again, shoots an IS-6. More than enough penetration. Is keeping an eye on the minimap. Is aware he's about to be flanked by T-49. He's switching to HE. Look at this guy. Or Hesh. He's switching to cheap Hesh. He knows the T-49 is flanking him. But he also knows there's a Waffenträger Panzer IV. So he's moving around. Finishes the Waffenträger, takes a hit, gets flanked by the T-49, but the T-49 only does 39 damage. Unfortunately not the fastest tank, and an IS-6 tracks for 0 damage. It's starting to get a little bit tense now. IS-6 behind him. They're being capped. T-49 dies, IS-6 comes up behind, and from the sounds of it, the IS-6 misses his shot. Coookiee turns around. He's on regular AP again. Beautiful shot into the front of the IS-6. IS-6 is firing standard AP, so Coookiee is angled, bounces on his upper front plate, gets another shot in. He can just bully this IS-6 now. It would have been a different story if the IS-6 had been firing premium, but he's not. Shot through the driver's hatch. There's kill number 3, and all of a sudden Coookiee is in a 1v3 situation. He took out the IS-6. It is just him versus a T-57 and a WZ-111 now. His team are saying that the T-57 is reloading, but that T-57 and the WZ have both been spotted on the 7-8 lines. Coookiee knows they're behind him. He's on 4k damage, 3 kills. And he's moving up. So he's using Rex for cover, hoping to spot the enemy tanks. He spots the WZ, gets spotted in return, takes a snapshot. And once again, very, very lucky, only gets tracked as the WZ fires.
Crack fixed. Let's move.
So Coookiee again is aware it's a 1v2, that T-57 could be absolutely anywhere. So even though the WZ is a one-hit, well, he needs to roll high, but it's almost a one-hit kill. Unfortunately gets spotted again, but he's moving, he's constantly moving. It's a shame he got spotted. He was going to set up a beautiful ambush shot on the T-57. Last time the T-57 was spotted, he was on 700 health. So 2 shots. WZ is potentially 2 shots. Coookiee waits till he drops off the radar, and now he's relocating, and again magically gets spotted. That is a huge problem for Coookiee. He was hoping to be able to ambush the enemy tanks as they move forward to intercept him, but he got spotted. Now the enemy knows what he's doing. But Coookiee is constantly putting distance between himself and the enemy tanks. He's not letting himself get surrounded. He's keeping the enemy tanks in front of him. Moves forward, spots the T-57 Heavy. That was really important. Gets the first shot in and reduces the T-57 Heavy to a one-shot kill. So now still 1v2. But he knows that the T-57 is a one-hit kill. WZ might be a 2-hit kill if he doesn't get a high roll. But again, he's moving forward. He's making sure he doesn't get surrounded. Yep, 2-hit kill, 380 damage. He bounces the WZ. He's hull down. He's got to worry about the T-57 moving up to flank him. Finishes off the WZ. Is already aware the T-57 is coming. And the T-57 is firing heat. Puts one shot into the side of his tank. So now it's kind of a waiting game. Is the T-57 reloading? Or does the T-57 have more shots? Is he faking Coookiee out? It doesn't matter because Coookiee can kill the T-57 Heavy in one shot. T-57 needs to roll incredibly high. I don't even know if it's possible to roll that high, but Cookie's going for it. He's risking it. And server reticule. Oh, and the T-57 still has shots. Another shot taken by Coookiee, but then he bounces one, he bounces two, he reloads, and he finishes off the T-57. There's the downside with firing heat. Coookiee finishes on 83 health, and wow. 2 very, very lucky bounces. In fact, the last shot from the T-57 penned but didn't kill him, but 2 lucky bounces from the T-57. Really, really exciting end to the game. Coookiee pulling it out for his team. He ended up with over 5k damage, 5 kills, and basically carried the game. So that was an ace tanker for Coookiee. He also picked up a Spartan medal for bouncing a couple of shots when he was on low health. And he picked up a steel wall. Really, really good effort in the Conqueror, showing off maybe the gun mainly. The tank is maneuverable enough, but not incredibly. And the armor bounced quite a lot of shots there. He did pick up a steel wall, but the Conqueror is not known for its armor. 5,344 damage, 5 kills, and 1,410 XP. 21 shots fired, 19 hits, there's that accuracy, 16 penetrations. Did get unlucky with a couple of bounces, but really, really good gun. He received 12 hits, 4 were bounces, but his tracks did eat quite a few shots. Spotted 2, damaged 7, destroyed 5, and earned almost 30,000 credits with a premium account. This is a really, really good tank. I think Coookiee will admit himself he got pretty lucky towards the end. T-57 bounced one shot that could have won the game for his team, but really, really nice game in the Conqueror. Thanks for sending it in so long ago, Coookiee. Next up, we've got cjacey here on Kharkov. It's his first ever game in the AT2. Doesn't know anything about the tank. He's never played it before. It's a long time since I've played it, and he's obviously enjoying his zoom mod. But I'm going to speed it up, because again, I've actually watched this replay, and I know that it takes forever for cjacey to get into position. So at the moment, he's not in a very fast tank. It does 20 kilometers an hour top speed, but he's desperately driving around the cap circle, trying to find somewhere where he can actually have an impact. So he's decided that only one tank has gone south, and he's going to come south. So let's speed it back down. Now, this game is very, very interesting for a reason cjacey mentioned it in his comments, but you can see that he is just pumping out shots here. Misses that last one, but he is using the 57mm 110
Enemy armor is hit.
penetration. And 75, missed it. Don't know why it's not showing up. 75 alpha damage, 110 millimeters of penetration. He's not carrying any HE, and he doesn't have too many premium rounds loaded. But hasn't done a lot in the game yet, but he's the only tank down here on this flank. And you can see that he's aiming carefully. This gun can be quite accurate when fully aimed. But his team are losing 2-4. And cjacey's just wondering what he could possibly do. His team have pulled it back to 4-5, but it's not going to stay that way for very long. So cjacey's swinging around. He's got shots on an M4, but misses his snapshot. Now there's a Stug.
We dinged them.
And he bounces. Again, missing a few shots. First ever game in the tank. So it takes quite a while sometimes on a tank to learn how the gun behaves. But things are starting to turn against his team. The score is 6-8. Again, cjacey's wondering, is there anything south? He's moving south. Keeping an eye, using third-person view very well here. Gonna come down to this corner, gonna see whether or not he can spot anything else. And again, no one seems to be flanking him at the moment. He's got to go north again. There are a bunch of tanks moving in on his arty. But his team are losing 8-11. Lots of enemy tanks moving in towards the cap. And a Stug appears from the fog of war. And dies. Must have been on very low health. So cjacey's up to his first kill. That's his first kill. Beautiful shot through the gap on an M5 Stuart as it came through, or came past. T82. And unfortunately hits the wall, but he moves up. He's got the rate of fire to put a second shot in. There's kill number 2. And he's just been flanked by a KV-1S. KV-1S is on the other side of the building, so cjacey's going to focus. Bounces the KV-1S. He's going to focus on the tanks in front of him.
Enemy armor is hit.
One shot in. Oh, misses. Can he get the kill? Nope. Alright. So now you can see, if you look at the minimap, you'll see that the KV-1S is now flanking, but there's a Stug in front of cjacey.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
And that wreck is causing problems. Stug is using the wreck for cover, comes out. But cjacey's just been flanked by a KV-1S, but there's nothing he can do about it. All he can do is focus on the tanks in front of him. Oh, misses a kill on the Stuart. Now he's got to go back to work. He's finally taken damage. KV-1S has got behind him. KV-1S is pushing him, but cjacey goes on the attack. He moves in on the Stug. Takes him out. Takes another 2 hits from the KV-1S, but he's being pushed in, he's being rammed. KV-1S gets him down to 9 hit points. He is down to 9 hit points. But he's turned around, he's now showing his strongest armor. This KV-1S has got to his side, and this looks like the end of the game, but the KV-1S bounces. KV-1S is failing to outmaneuver the AT-2. As cjacey sets the AT-2 on fire. Gets another shot in. Another shot in. And 2 engine fires. Manages to use his traverse speed. Manages to kill the KV-1S. But he's still on 9 hit points. He's bounced 4 shots while he was on 9 hit points. But while all of that was happening, the enemy team stopped the cap. It is now 3 versus 1. But cjacey's up to 1300 damage. He's on 4 kills, 3 enemy tanks left. He's on 9 hit points. And again, he's just looking, hoping to spot anyone, hoping to spot someone. M5 Stuart was last spotted to the south, and cjacey spots him out. He's a low hit. Takes him out. Enemy RT is the big danger now. There's 5 kills, but enemy RT can end this with just splash damage. And we have no idea how much health the Wolverine is on. Actually, the Wolverine was last spotted on 89 health. So cjacey on 9 hit points is going after the remaining 2 enemy tanks. He's bounced 6 shots since being reduced to 9 hit points. And as I say, it's his first ever game in the AT2. But one piece of equipment he's using on the AT2 I haven't spoken about yet is a spall liner. He has fitted this thing with a spall liner. And as you're about to see, it turns out it's a good piece of equipment to put on an AT2. But cjacey, I don't know, his pulse must be racing. 2v1. He can actually win this game. Wasn't looking very likely at one stage, but the Wolverine has been spotted. And the Wolverine sits and trades. He bounces a kill shot. Wolverine bounces and... oh, missed his blind shot. Goes for a second blind shot. Nice blind kill. Kills the Wolverine for Top Gun. There's 6 kills. He's up to 1400 damage. And yeah, you might think, okay, just RT left, it's a foregone conclusion, but he's still on 9 hit points. And also the Bishop is quite a rapid-firing RT. So, no idea. This could be quite dangerous. He's hunting RT. Let's speed it up. So he's asking where RT is, but just as he asks, the RT has been spotted and the RT has come all the way around the north of the map. RT is now capping. So it doesn't look, of course I didn't notice, but it's first game of the tank. Very, very unlikely cjacey has 6th sense on this crew. No idea whether or not the Bishop spotted him, but now he's got to turn around and he's got to crawl back to spawn. He spots the Bishop, but this is so dangerous, and here you go, Bishop hits him for 0 damage, tracks him. So 2 shots into the Bishop, then bounces on the gun mantlet, but Bishop hit him for 0 health. Bishop is quite rapid firing, he's got to move back into cover. And in that instance there, I guess you got to see the benefit of putting a spall liner on this tank. Hit his tracks, 0 damage, he's still on 9 hit points. But the Bishop is still capping, so cjacey tries to fake out the Bishop by looking as if he's going one way, then comes back to where he was. No sign of enemy RT. 50 seconds left. So cjacey's going on the attack. He can't sit back and wait. RT is just going to cap. He's got to attack. The Bishop is looking this way, but he gets 1 shot in. Another shot in. And the Bishop hits him with a direct shot. And again, 0 damage. Wow, so 7 kills, 1700 damage, 1800 damage, and he saves the game, but 2 hits from RT right at the end, and both shots for 0 damage. That spall liner paid for itself in that particular game. So that was an ace tanker for cjacey, but he also picked up a steel wall, a defender medal, a Top Gun, a high caliber, and a Spartan medal. Wow, showing the benefits of using a spall liner on an AT2 in his first ever game in that tank. He finished top on XP with 1250, 1792, almost 1800 damage done, and 7 kills. He fired 44, hit 32, penned 27, and received 21 hits, 15 of which were non-penetrations and 6 hits, although we do know at least one of those hit his tracks for 0 damage. He spotted 1, damaged 7, destroyed 7, did 112 base defense points, and ended up earning 17,000 credits with a premium account. Really good game for the first game ever in a tank. And yeah, I'm surprised. Maybe I would never have thought of putting a spore liner on this tank, but having seen this replay, it is a tank I need to rebuy. It isn't a tank I need to ace. I think I'll put a spore liner on my AT2 when I get around to rebuying it, just in honor of cjacey. Now, cjacey has featured on the channel quite a lot, but I am, as I said at the beginning of the video, going through batches of replays, and I did actually reject a whole pile of games from cjacey, but I enjoyed this one so much I ended up keeping it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Now, if you're watching and you're still listening to me at this point of the video, I'm going to do something very, very sneaky here, because I have another Steam key. I have another Steam key I want to give away. This one is, I believe, World War III Black Gold. It's supposed to be a pretty good game. And I'm going to give away a Steam key for this particular video, but it's a test. You see, I know a lot of people just watch the gameplay and they switch off when I go to the final score sheet, so I just want to see who's still watching right now as we're talking and discussing the final scores. And if you are watching right now and haven't switched off before now, congratulations, you're in with a chance of winning a Steam key for yet another Steam game. And what I want you to do, because we want to keep this thing secret and not tell anyone else who decided to switch off before this point, is I just want you in the comments below to say, I don't know, pink penguins? There we go, yeah, pink penguins. Don't say anything else, but in the comments below, just say pink penguins if you're still watching it right now. And if you do, then you're going to be in with a chance of winning a Steam key. And I'll give that away on a future video. So, congratulations for making it this far. I want to thank Coookiee and cjacey for sending those replays in today. I said there was no theme, but I guess today's theme was British tanks. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'll see you next time.